Rusty looks like a porta potty? I don't know what porta potties you've been using. Because that seems concerning on a number of levels. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. It's time for more Phobies. We're, of course, on the doorstep of Fright Night. We're, of course, about to be jumping into our first tournament with prizes. We got a bunch of stuff to get through before we get there, so let's jump in. Quick aside, everybody, before we get into the actual content, I was accepted into the Phobies Content Affiliate Program, the content creator program, you might call it. Shout out to the Phobies team, and thank you for that. But the reason I'm telling you, everybody out there, dear viewer, dear listener, is to let everybody know that I do receive some compensation from the Phobies team as a result of being part of that program. Now, I loved Phobies before, and I still love Phobies now, and I expect I will still continue to love Phobies in the future. So look forward to more Phobies content coming from Random's Thoughts. So now, on with the show. How's everybody doing out there, chat? My sound seems to not be behaving, and I'm not sure what... There we go. Now it's picking up, but it's not coming out of my speakers. The headset was still slightly connected. But we do have a sale. We have the Franken sale. So from now, the 26th, at the time of this recording, this live stream, which, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, come by the live stream, RTChompGG over on Twitch. But we have a sale going on until the end of the month, and we get a free XP boost. I hope that they do this more often because, as we've seen, there is a whole lot that you need to actually level up, and it's, in my opinion, prohibitive. Like, it's going to be a problem long-term unless they have a lot of stuff. That XP boost is going to do something mildly humorous for me. What's that? I mean, the big problem for me is, yes, this is awesome. And like I said, I hope they do this more often because, and I'll explain why, if you notice, I went through about half of my experience so far. We had about 500,000 due to the pack opening. I did it over the course of the week. You know, I was doing some async games, whatever. And then I stopped because I just got tired of clicking the button. But I went up like a level and a half. So if I assume maybe I get to 58 from here, it's unlikely, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. The requirements to level up just feel somewhat insane. Like, the amount of experience that you need to get, the number of cards that you need to get in order to actually level. I love Phobies, but it is painful to have to try and force this stuff. And there's really no other way to describe it. I just don't see another way to... You can't beat around the bush with this. It's just... It's painful. It's painful, and that's the bottom line. I hope that they have more of these events, more things that are going to allow players to catch up. Because it's fine and all. I don't have a problem with the Vladimirs, the Karths, the whatever, like, them jumping ahead of the curve of everybody. Because we observed that game where, to my knowledge... I don't remember how to spell their name, whatever. It's not important. But they, to my knowledge, are the only person who's unlocked Sasquatch, aka stress level 120. And that's fine. I understand how the economics work, and if you're going to ask people to sink in money, then, you know, you got to get whatever's necessary. But this feels bonkers. I don't... No, I've now had 2 seasons of opening 8,000 coffee, plus probably like 9,000 coffee each season, so 18,000 total, partially because, hey, I'm part of the content affiliate program, so they give me coffee. The other part is what I'm grinding. And by grinding, I mean just playing games. I'm making an effort to not go out of my way, but it's just... it felt like a lot. It felt like a lot. And we're going to get 4 levels this time around. That does not put us, I mean, if you assume that you were spending 8,000 coffee a season to keep up with the Joneses, we'll say, that's not even going to get you through a full stress level here. Like, I mean, not stress level, but stress area, whatever. Which I don't know what I expect it to be. I'd have to think. Maybe that's fair. Time-wise, once a season, you get about half of the stress tier, we'll call it. That seems reasonable. What doesn't seem reasonable is that, like, 8,000 coffee plus 30,000 tiers worth of packs opened, and that's how you keep up? Like, that's tough. That's tough. I don't like to start off negative like that, but I don't know. I don't know how else to talk about that economy. It just feels awful. Just checking out chat. Yeah, we're actually going to do your game, Sivadas, the one that's in here. Oh, well, you have 2. So we're going to pull up Sivadas' game. Just tagging the spreadsheet. Just having y'all know I never get another Dreadful. Why is that, Sgrunkly? Just because saving up for it? I mean, the Dreadfuls do provide, I haven't done the numbers. We've talked. So that's always the first question people ask. It's always the first question people ask is what pack should I buy? And obviously you want to get the initial purchase of the coffee ones at least once, so that way, hence initial, obviously, but that way you get the guaranteed stuff. But the problem is, it's just, I agree, it's an enormous amount of grinding. Like, to get a Dreadful a season is a lot of work if you're completely free to play. How did I become a content affiliate? Did they contact you first? No, you have to apply for it. You can still apply. They have a post on the forums. If you ping one of the mods or community managers in Discord, they'll probably point you to it so that way you can apply. But basically, there's a bunch of criteria for it, and then they review all the content, and then they accept you, and there's a bunch of documents that you have to sign, kind of thing. All the things you'd expect. But anyway, so we're going to jump in. Sivadas game up first. Here's our bad guy. We're coming into the floor is lava. So talked a lot about times about using your heart health as a resource, and I believe this game represents the spirit of this advice. Heart goes down to like 250. Oof. I mean, that's kind of what happens on this map, right? I legitimately don't understand why people use boom. Like, I get it, you cap this point, but at this level, like, I don't know offhand what stress level Sivadas is at, but I'm sure Sivadas is up there ranking-wise. Here's the thing. You have to assume that boom is going to die. 100% dies to a jar. You have no way to punish a jar. And it's not bad that jar is on the board. It's not like you push them into a phobie that's not good. But, like, running it out here is just, alright, I'm down 1 key for basically no purpose. You could have put any other 1-drop here. The only reason to do this is if you explicitly wanted to have it get removed, so that way you're ready to put more stuff on the board next turn. Like, you bait your opponent into killing it. This is not the time for that. I'm sorry, it just bothered me. Hey, Sivadas, thank you for the resub. 3 months, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Welcome back to this lunatic circus that is Random's Thoughts. Chat, let's see who's got them channel points. Let's see some emotes, let's see some bees, get a little chomp action. Love to see it. Love to see it. I never use boom to cap points. I will if it's like okay, I'm just explicitly trying to cap the point. But not this early in the game. Not this early in the game. It gets one shot by Jar in every scenario. Not every scenario, but I hear what you're saying, dogewhal. The thing is that hypothetically, if the Jar is under-leveled compared to the Boom, that it could live, but, like, what are the odds of that? Like, it's just not happening. Cult of the Lamb made all your channel points on day. It will do that. It will do that. We're going to have a different variety game this week. Bees! Yeah, get a little bees action going. The new sub. Alright, so bees! After the tirade about Boom and the brief subscriber break, GG. Our hero here went with a Contortio, but this is a 4-to-1 panic point advantage. The Floor's Lava is a map that people really hate because this, basically. There's a lot of things that can go south very fast, and it allows your opponent to, especially if you're going second, your opponent can just very easily gain control of the board and probably lock it down for a little bit. But this response from Sivadas here is pretty solid. Snowball cleans up the cat. The Contortio is going to body block this cowbell, so no matter what, it's going to get beat up. In fact, leaving it here is the thing that's probably going to be the best at preserving its life. $316. Okay, I was just double-checking that it wasn't going to somehow kill it. But we get the repositioning here. Makes sense. This Jar, actually, from this position, covered nearly every panic point, which is kind of cool. Obviously, not the one up here.
That feels like a breakthrough.
Does it? Does it, though, Lippy? The problem is bad guy here has now developed a turret. While they've hemorrhaged some board position, they're going to end up losing 2 keys here. Oof. Big oof. This hurts because this Jar clearly didn't need to die. While I was singing its praises mere moments ago, I'm trying to pause again, being in this position because it can cover all these panic points, it can just simply die to a snowball. If it stayed here, it's still doing a good enough job because it doesn't need to help out with this. Clearly, Contortio will kill it. And now it's just dead. Which sucks. Rude snowball. No, you don't, Onda. You don't. You can do any kind of content you want, basically. So I do like this play. Get the snowball and the Contortio hit in order to kill the snowball. Obviously, you don't care nearly as much about the cowbell. It does leave them with a panic point advantage still, so you're still getting hit, but you can follow up with your own stabby and a bank to 5. Bad guy is absolutely in on the heart pressure, and understandably. This is the thing that people hate about this map. It's only turn 9 right now. So each player has gotten, well, hero has gotten 4 turns. This is the 5th turn for bad guy. And already, the heart is under half health. 3340 here. This is a very, very, very fast map. And it's going to be even faster because now, look at this. This is brutal. When they call them panic points, they're not kidding, folks. So our hero here has to make some really tough decisions. Obviously, they need to recap panic points, stem the bleeding. You have to stem the bleeding. So the one drop here makes sense. Get the turret online, because this means that Stabby basically has to retreat. If they do not and choose to kill this cat, it's dead. And then the panic points get recapped anyway. This is bold, because they're electing to just wait. Ooh, a droney. Okay. The pressure is on. 1,460 health.
Quite cathartic.
Here's the thing. You have to play aggressively as our hero here in the orange trunks to get the panic points back. You can't just fight phobies right now, I don't think. Like, you might be able to do that game plan eventually, but under 1,000 health, 520 health, 7 keys left to 9 keys left. You're in there is a risk that you just die from the jar killing stuff. And by killing stuff, I mean killing your heart. But the body blocks here make sure that the jar is not going to be able to reach it unless it goes on the lava, which we'll see if they do. The droney follow-up from our hero means that, ooh, they don't. That's potentially a mistake. I get it in the moment because you don't want to just lose the jar. But right now, 286 damage is more than half their health remaining. Depending on what bad guy's plan is, maybe it would have been... That jar is dead, isn't it? That jar is just dead. I appreciate the body block here, making sure that the misanthrope can't touch the heart. Definitely a good idea. I would have killed the jar. If you kill the jar with this droney, it allows you to cap this panic point as well. I get killing the misanthrope. I guess it's fine. Because then hypothetically what they do is they... So if you go here with the droney, they spawn a cassowary, kill your droney, put a 1 key, and then misanthrope goes down here. So this is actually better, I think. Because then it would have been 2 flipped panic points, so it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2. Probably die? No, you don't. You don't die. But ultimately, that jar does hit the heart, so it was going for that game plan. Just took a little bit longer. But yeah, bad guy, the choice for Slammerhead here feels like it's just accepting defeat, which seems unnecessary. Put a meatball and kill both? Yeah, that was the other thing, DT, is the... Where was the misanthrope? So the misanthrope was here. Did they not meatball? So this would add 260 more health. Yeah, it must have just regular attacked. Yep. So a meatball here means the droney can split off and kill the jar. I mean, either way, well played here, Sivadas, hanging on for this, because this one... I mean, as I said at the beginning, this is Panic Point City. This is actual panic. First loss is player 1 in the floor's lava history? I don't know. I don't know about that. I know what you're saying, player, but it's... This is why I want the stats from the devs, because they're the only ones that really know, and I have to believe that there are way more even games on this than people are readily willing to admit. Every turn I was just like, stop! I mean, yeah. I get it. GG, well played. It's another map similar to Moai. I actually made this comment offline, because we talk about it a lot on stream, but somebody was commenting on whatever stream replay went up this weekend, went up today, and it was talking about a Moai game, or just Moai in general. And my response to their comment was, Moai encourages a different play pattern than many maps. I think that everybody can recognize that, right? The dive on the heart there just seems different from other maps. Even if it's just simply the ability and more openness to be able to dive the heart. That is not necessarily a play pattern that people are going to like. It is okay for, because the initial comment that I was responding to is they felt the game was more balanced because, or it improves game balance because it encourages different play patterns, different phobies. And I think this goes back to the argument that balance, assuming this is where they were going with it, balance is not necessarily the most important thing. It's probably not even a top 5 most important thing, as we've said many times before. The main thing is it an enjoyable game? Because you could have an incredibly balanced game that is not actually fun. And I'm not saying Phobies is in that position, because I think Phobies is a lot of fun. But you could, making sure I didn't screw this up for a second, you could have a very balanced game that is not fun, or a very unbalanced game that is a lot of fun. And the reality of the scenario is you need to strike a balance, ironically enough, between the different factors to have a successful game. Both from a game that's enjoyable that people want to play, as well as a commercially viable game. Chat, the temperature has actually gone up 7 degrees since I started streaming. And I've only been live for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's bad. It's bad. All right. So we've got next one up. Like I said, we're going to be doing a bunch of game reviews tonight, possibly all tonight, because I want to make sure that if I decide not to stream tomorrow because I'm too tired, that I'm not behind and we end up falling way behind. But if you're interested in checking out Fright Night for tomorrow, well, first of all, if you're watching this on the live stream, still time to sign up. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's too late for Fright Night number 3. But check for more information in the Random Thoughts Discord in the description for future Fright Night action. I'll, of course, post it elsewhere, but that's the best place to get the information. If you want to watch Fright Night rather than play, I plan to be streaming it. And as of right now, that means it's probably going to be like a 9, 10, 11, 12-hour stream. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. I had to rush to make sure that I had all the videos edited that I wanted for this weekend, because I'm not going to have time tomorrow in order to get it up for, say, Sunday. So, just throwing that out there. Anyway, so we have, it's up against staygold. This is my first name against a Phobies YouTuber. It's very interesting battles. My Phobies controlled the center of the map. So we're zoning in here with our hero in the blue trunks against our bad guy in the orange trunks, who is also a regular to the stream in staygold. And we're zoning in on Lights Out. As always, my least favorite map. I will point it out every time. So Radic is based on Frankenstein. Well, remember, Frankenstein is the doctor, and he's the monster. Although, somebody had posted in Discord the theory that technically, depending on how you look at it, you could call the monster a Frankenstein as well, which obviously people do anyway, but you get the point. Stay hydrated over there. Yep, I am trying. I thought Red Rum was the worst view. I really don't like Red Rum, but I hate this map more. This map is worse. But speaking of this map, we got an oddball opener from our hero here. We got a Jill early on. A lot of 1 keys. Both players are breaking blocks with Gravedigger, but our hero here elected to break this lower one instead of the top one, which is unique. It's something that you would see a lot previously, but not anymore. Most people seem to break the top one. We also got some oddball phobies from the bad guy here, including a boomer, which is just odd. Okay, the boomer does it. I was gonna say, how are you gonna get this? But you can sneak around with the boomer. Yeah, Miss Shaw was one of the winners for the map contest. I did see that. It's pretty cool. Congrats to all the map contest winners. So Boomer goes down. The Henrietta is going to go down thanks to lava, and we get a trap. This was a good stall from our hero here. able to draw the game out so that despite having what I would have thought was a disadvantage board position-wise until you can get the Venus into position, now they have the Venus ready to go. It's already starting to lay traps, and traps can be very, very powerful on this map. Be very powerful on this map. Get a little pot shot going down on the jar. Alright, this is kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about this block. I usually don't like it when you're blocking off your opponents like this because it secures this point for them. Basically, you as the hero here will not be able to get at this panic point very easily. If the bad guy breaks it, okay, it opens it back up, but why would they do that unless they're getting some other advantage out of it? Point is, I don't really like this. I'd almost rather do it on your own. The idea here, I assume, is to try and choke the jar so that you can get to it, but you're not going to get to it. Like, this is going to die. The jar can reposition. They're going to have follow-up because they're banked at 6. I don't really know this. 100 terrifying pack video? Good luck. So we get a Piscetti as the follow-up. This is interesting. It gets the disease off, but Venus is in position to walk up and bite it. And Venus pushes a fair amount of damage. Okay, I was going to say, if you leave the jar exposed, that's going to end poorly for you. But our hero here banked to 6 as well. And Klepto is the follow-up. That's pretty good to see. This seems a little weird, given that this thing is not long for the world. I would rather have seen the Venus go up and bite it, because it does more damage. We'll have to see how this works out, but triple panic point advantage for our hero. And then, of course, Stabby can get a free hit in, and we get the Klepto reposition. So far, all things are coming up good guy here. 53,000 coffee. That's an enormous amount. Shout out to Miss Cha. Alright, so a muffin heal on the Piscetti. I mean, sure. But the Piscetti didn't move due to getting double hits on the Gravedigger. This seems questionable. That's a lot of clustered units, including a jar that's going to die. Get some extra hits on the Piscetti. Now, the Piscetti will be able to disease something again this turn. Clearly the Klepto, I imagine. Oh, no. Oh, no. Was our hero thinking that that was going to remove the disease? I hope not. Well, actually, no disease, because we're going to get a body block from the cat. That's a good heads-up play. It does allow the Piscetti here to hypothetically still get it.
That feels like
Really? Okay. This makes sense. Gesundheit follows up. It allows the disease to go down on the Klepto. The positioning here, though, this leaves a lot to be desired. Maybe that was all they had, but I don't know. Yes, the Klepto's diseased, but they're going to get 2 hits with the Klepto to hit these 3? This seems not good. Oh no, why'd you do that? I mean, this works too. But then hit the cassowary? Maybe they didn't have the damage there. I was going to say the cassowary so you can deal damage to the creep. I have to imagine our hero here had tested some of this during the course of that turn just to see, well, would this work? Would this work? Sort of thing. Last Phobie from bad guy is Innocuous. That's not going to get it done. It's Innocuous, Creep, and Gravedigger versus a soon-to-be-healed Stabby, Clinico, Venus. I mean, the Muffin's going to be gone, and then 2 keys. Clinical on cooldown, stabby stuck for poison with a bit? Not quite. Not quite. I didn't call out the muffin until just a moment ago, but yeah. And suddenly there were not many. Downward Spiral is right. I mean, this game is over at this stage, right? Like, I don't like cutting off replays because I like to give people their due, but if we're going to look at this game from a learning perspective, like what caused our hero to win and our bad guy to lose? I think there's a couple factors. One is Phobie choice. Honestly, I think it favored bad guy early on. But this bank to 6 for Paschetti seemed weird. Like this I don't understand the Paschetti here. Gekyu and his unicorn, we could see that. I mean, yeah, possibly. But this felt like this was the game, this coming turn, when bad guy elected to just leave everything in position, which I don't think they needed to do. They have 4 Phobies, so they could play one right now. This has 600 health, so you hit it once with this, rearrange things. Maybe the jar ends up down here, and then you body block somehow. Paschetti here. And then kill this with something. Anything. Kill it with a cassowary. Like, just swap places. It just... Letting the Klepto get that much value seems ridiculous. This is not worth it. It has 1900 health. But you go from this board position to this. So you lose the jar, which is a major asset. I guess, hypothetically, it wasn't that turn. I guess it was both this last turn and this turn. Because at this point, the Paschetti's are obviously dead, but you sunk so many... Like, your 6 key is dead, which was your big Phobie on this map. Your other stuff is dead or softened up. Like, this was a brutal turn. This was a brutal turn. The combination of the two absolutely did it. But yeah, we can kind of skip ahead through this one, because at this stage, it's like, yeah, you just don't have the damage to actually get this done. Hypothetically, our hero could have also just sat back and let the panic points do it, because eventually, our bad guy had to commit in, right? The bad guy had to commit in, or they just lose the game. So, if we assume that's true, then... Alright, well, I'll just recollapse on you and kill you. So much poison and disease? True. You don't usually see that much, let alone both, in a single game. It's not very common. So the notes on this is just a close game. Well, we love to see those, and Moai, I think, is going to lead to a lot of those. Moai is going to lead to a lot of those. A total of 21 keys for all three. So it's 9, it's 7, is 16... and 5 is 21. That is correct. I had to think about what they all cost for a second. So our hero here is in the orange trunks, opening up with Unicorn, which is interesting, but I kind of like it to trap up this middle spot. The problem is the lack of mobility and obviously susceptibility to things like Spider open up some problems here. Like, it's kind of a risk for this. Rodizio, you don't even remember which game this is? That's hilarious. Awesome, but hilarious. So, Murderwing here is gonna get a free shot, I guess, sort of. Wait, what? Oh, for a second I thought they were gonna pull it with the Spider, and I'm like, but why? We get the panic points flipping in the favor of our bad guy here. 3-1. Honestly, I don't like going back a turn. I don't like this cat going here. I think the cat should have gone down here. I don't see a point in the cat capping the middle. Especially while bad guy has other 1-drops ready and waiting like this. Because now, and we talked about it in the context of other maps, you end up in this scenario where, like, okay, now it's panic point advantage, bad guy. What did you gain out of this? You traded 1 keys, but they are at the advantage because they have the panic point for longer. It just doesn't get you anything. Whereas if you slid the cat down here, at worst, it pins this for a turn so that maybe, you know, if you had shifted everything, you can get stuff to try and soften this up, to kill it, whatever. But, I mean, not the biggest deal in the world. I love the corners of that camera area. What? I don't follow what you mean, Luffy. Although the bot is correct right now. Hunt Showdown was the last game I played offline. I keep forgetting to update it, but this time it's true because I was playing a bunch of Hunt today. It went okay. It went okay. But anyway. So we get an advance here. I don't know about this. I do appreciate the murder wing where it is in order to prevent a yoink from the spider, although the spider invade would result in a dead spider.
Feels like a breakthrough.
That's okay. I get... What? This could not possibly be the best turn they could have. Alright, hold on. If you're going to yoink this, I get wanting to hit it with this for the bees first. But if you're going to hit it with bees... 637, so you can't kill it with this. What I think I would rather have seen was you move, like, the Gin Sting somewhere. So you yoink... Hold on, we'll start the turn over. You yoink the canine. Well, you bees, you yoink the canine, you move the Gin Sting. Either up or down, it doesn't matter, because you could move the spider after the yoink. You meatball their murder wing, then you follow up with jar. They can't punish the jar from this position, and if they advance in onto your murder wing, which they would have to advance in order to do it, then your Gin Sting is hypothetically already in position to punish them on the follow-up, as well as the jar being there. So, like, you might be able to get their canine, their murder wing, and their Gin Sting, hypothetically, for your murder wing. As it stands, we end up with this turn where our bad guy retreats and then offers up Maggie for, I don't know, some reason. There should be some sort of bridge troll phobie that actually builds bridges across the abyss. A lot of people have had similar ideas. Somebody was suggesting the idea of a gravedigger that can only interact with abyss tiles. Either it creates abyss tiles or it fills in abyss tiles. I'm sure we'll get something like that eventually, but I'm curious when it'll happen. Honestly, Gravedigger as a phobie name feels more appropriate for a phobie to interact with the abyss tiles, because it's like either you're digging a hole as a grave or you're filling it in, right? But anyway, we get a Baba Yaga follow-up from the bad guy here. Trapping up the middle, we get the Cowbell and Electric Cat are in position. One of them is going to cap this point. Hey, Druid, welcome, and thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Ooh, we get a block here. This is actually pretty cool. This is a cool play from our hero here, because obviously the Electric Cat is not threatening this. But this also makes this defense really hard, because even just the Gravedigger and a Stabby they represent a lot of damage. This is a 472. This is 454. That's a lot of damage every turn that's basically uncontested, because you either have to swing around, blow this up, or swing this way. And all of those options are either going to take time or put you in a very vulnerable position. That's true, Honda. So the Electric Cat is notably able to tank The trap hit, that's a big deal because that means it has to be removed and, of course, replaced. Another thing that this statue does is it pins the... Well, the electric cat probably would have been pinned anyway, but the electric cat can't actually sneak through. It's going to require more effort. So the statue is eliminated, but that is a lot of effort. Wow. So we've gotten a yoink on a canine and a yoink on an electric cat. Things you don't expect to see. But here's the question. Can our hero collapse on all this? They are probably choosing not to. Because that's a dead electric cat. So the stabby's going to stand strong. I can respect that. This might be a dead Baba Yaga, though. Oh, that should be a dead Baba Yaga. Squish Stairmaster is sequel to Squish Cyclops? True. I just did some of those edits today. Those YouTube video edits. So that was a good trade. Cowbell for the Baba Yaga. Honestly, this seems readily in hand for our hero here. 10 keys remaining for the bad guy. Now 6. 18 keys for our hero. I mean, yeah, they've... Like, what have they lost? 3 1-drops and a canine. As compared to 2 1-drops, a 2-drop, and a Baba Yaga. Seems okay. Seems okay. And they're doing it with arguably less cost... Well, not arguably. Way less costly phobies. It's a 2, a 3, a 4, a 3, a 3, a 3. Versus 4, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1. That's where all the keys are. They're on the board for bad guy, but not doing what they need to do. So Pterodactyl's going to come here to the aid of the heart. Good call, because otherwise the Stairmaster's going to be a big threat. I imagine the stabby will die, but it's going to require blue guy committing a lot of effort to it. Or a significant amount of effort. Maybe not a lot, but enough that you can't just ignore it. And there goes Stabby. So 4 phobies committed up here just to deal with Stabby. Our hero has had panic point advantage for a while, although that's going to change. 65 to 7,200. Not a huge life lead, but a life lead nonetheless. This hurts, though. This spider has now yoinked 3 separate phobies, chat. It's a lot of phobies. A lot of phobies. Yeah. Rip Jin Sting is right. I think I'd rather just have them make a gargoyle plus abyss tiles with his ability. I don't know if I'd want a totally unique phobie doing it personally. That's fair. I feel like there will be eventually. It just seems like such an obvious thing that on a long enough timeline we'll get that ability, right? So our hero here seems to be hemorrhaging a little bit of board position. They're investing into tankier, heavier threats in erratic here. But 5 keys to 5 keys remaining, and panic point advantage remains blue. I think our hero just overstayed their welcome in the north. They didn't have to be there that long. Like, the stabby could have backed up, say, 1 space and been fine. You're still tying up all their phobies there. Because ultimately, they didn't really lose anything. They lost the spider, but the spider's gotten enough value at this point. And we get a sheep as the last phobie for our hero. That is interesting. Here's where the great standoff happens on this map, because with the positioning from bad guy, they could beeline for the heart and possibly win it. Our hero here is kind of splitting their forces, but inching the erratic into position. These 3 phobies can obviously connect with the heart, assuming they don't body block it. Which they're doing. Oh, maybe not. Really. This doesn't even prevent the stabby from getting hit by the sheep. This, like, encourages that play. That seems weird. I don't understand this. This is like... Oh, I guess they're rotating to defend, but... I feel like they could have more easily... Bad guy could have more easily... just gone on the offensive, but maybe not. And they're just offering up so many things. Like, this didn't have to happen. Now, the sheep is probably going to die. But that means that Erratic is in position to immediately punish anything that goes after the sheep. Naturally can 100% cross an abyss tile by stretching its limbs across or flapping those big wings in its attack. Could work. Ads, womp wah, yeah. Twitch is going to do what Twitch is going to do. I can't stop him, unfortunately. So Stabby goes down thanks to the poison. Erratic is about to have a field day, but it is Erratic and Pterodactyl versus the remaining board from Bad Guy. Not quite enough to actually kill these, which is kind of expected, but this is going to be 1,200, 16, 2,000. This will not be enough to kill this. Or shouldn't be. It might be close. Nah, it looks like it's not enough, or otherwise Bad Guy would not be retreating. This is a little weird, though. Because guess what? This Erratic still hits and chains onto two things. Oh, they're going to go after the Ted. Alright, fair. You pick things like this off because your phobies are just better than theirs. And you have enough of a life buffer. 4,700 health, you have enough buffer that it's not going to be a big deal. This was a close game. There were a lot of really weird plays. It's funny because Bad Guy was hell-bent on getting a ton of value out of the spider, and they did ultimately. Got 3 different phobies, more than 5 keys worth. I think it was pretty significant. But they had a number of positioning errors that just felt like they were constantly hemorrhaging their forces. Like, just constantly losing stuff. Gets closer by heart. I mean, that's their only out at this stage, right? Is to kill you. 42, 41, 4,500. Are you gonna race here? Oh, baby. You do have a higher damage output, I think. I don't know, that's about the same. Oh, wow. 4-1 panic point advantage. Now this is really dicey. This is really dicey. I don't know if I agree with killing the Clinico. The Clinico is never going to kill you before this game ends. $2,500 health. This has been... This has been basically how every Moai game has gone down for me, just about. Roughly the same. Roughly the same. Well played. The heart race does, in fact, work out in favor of our hero. Well played. GG. It's the panic points they can capture with Clinico. What other panic point could they get to? It would have taken 2 more turns. It would have taken... So, where I was going with it is on this turn... So we'll skip ahead to where I'm talking about. Gotta get all the way to the end, just about. It's a long game. Okay, so we're in this position. Clinico takes his panic point. It says 2,500 health. You'd have to count up, like, do you need to recap this panic point? And that may be what you're saying, Rodizio. That if you wouldn't be able to sustain through the damage and taking the hit. But if the concern is like this Clinico getting to this panic point, you should kill the heart before then. The Clinico's obviously not killing the erratic in time. But yeah, maybe the math works out because you're taking what? It's a 4-to-1, so 675. You'd have one more turn. No, you would probably die. You'd probably die because you take 1,200. Yeah, you probably die, so I think you do have to take this. Now that I'm thinking about it, because otherwise you're taking over 1,200, 1,300. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, yes, that's true, Sgrunkly. I think bad guy wins if he double hits with Ginsting, moves to the top of the heart with Clinico, and moves next to the heart with Eyeball. Impossible to calculate from viewing, but I think he wins. So you're saying Clinico... What? So you double hit Ginsting... You're saying... Let me go back. I assume you mean this turn. So you double hit with Clinico. Or you double hit with Ginsting, move Clinico here. And then put Stairmaster here. Which is kind of what I thought they were going to do. Like, what is the heart at on the last turn? 2 Clinico hits would have done it. 2 Clinico hits would have done it. Well, no, it wouldn't have, because they wouldn't have gotten this panic point, so there would have been extra damage. There would have been extra health, rather. So how many hits would Clinico have had? Instead of here, it's here. Clinico would have gotten 2 hits, so it would have been like 400. $480 versus the 235. Yeah, they might have gotten it. I don't feel like actually counting it, but that might be cool. That might have been it. That might have been it. But GG, well played. Well played. But yeah, that map really feels like it comes down to heart rushes a lot. A lot. Which, like I was saying earlier, is fine as a break from the way a lot of the other maps work. I don't know if I personally like that play pattern, but anybody who likes that sort of thing is going to love this map. Ginseng also lost a hit because capturing the bottom panic point as well. If you don't capture some of those points, though, that is extra damage to your own heart and would have... It makes the math really, really weird. Quite a calculation-heavy game? Absolutely. A little hydrate action? No, I'm going to have to get some water. Is it cool if I get the challenge of streamer? Yeah, sure. Alright, chat, I'm back. Yeah, you can actually see the game now. You can actually see the game now. I do have to still tweak some things on the BRB screen, but I wanted to get it set up while I was thinking about it earlier today. Wow, this game has a Mildred in it. This game has a Mildred in it. Alright, so player... I don't remember. You'll have to send me a challenge unless you want me to go first. So just ship me one. We're gonna remove some people from the list to make sure I have room. How does chat feel? And let me know out there on YouTube. How do you feel about written Phobies content? Because I have an article. It's a very short one because I just kind of wrote something up. And it's not related to Fright Night. It's just a general Phobies thing. And I want to do some written content for the game. I think that I've always felt that written content for strategy games is better than video content. But everybody likes video content. So that's why I do a lot of YouTube stuff. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind doing it. I enjoy doing it. Obviously, I wouldn't be streaming if I didn't. But I more enjoy writing, and I think that it better transfers the knowledge. I think, for me, I can read way faster than anybody can make a video. Like, if you write an article, I can consume that way faster than I can a video. Just the way it is. I know not everybody's that way, but for me, it's way better. Plus, I can reference the article after the fact much more readily. As compared to a video where it's like, oh, well, I gotta go dig out the timestamp and go find this and blah, blah, blah. I think there are a number of ways that Phobies information can be disseminated through written content that would be better. But I'm curious whether people would even be interested in that. I can track the stats behind the scenes. We'll see. But we'll play it by ear. I might just push that one live next week. We'll see. I showed it to the Twitch subscribers already, although I haven't got much feedback on it, so we'll see. But anyway, the request was for Xylo. I assume you wanted Arena and level 1 player. I mean, I'm putting it on Arena because we're not doing Arena. But did you want level 1? I didn't see. Well, here we go. Will this be the infamous triple Hevo game? It might be. It might be. All right, chat. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this is a Twitch chat challenge, aka somebody in Twitch chat challenge the streamer. And if you want to do the same or just watch some Phobies, come on by the live stream. RT Chomp GG over on Twitch. I don't remember my opener from this map. I think it was the opposite, actually, like sending the murder wing to cap this point right away, but I don't know that it matters. Rusty? You talking about Rusty? What? Player obviously had something lined up, right? Player has a... Oh, you know what? I can't kill the Rusty. I literally cannot kill the Rusty. How long does this last? Surrender now. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's too good. It's just too good. Rusty has 500 health, level 1. It's true. You know what's funny is I can't do this either, because if he Rusties, then slides a spider up, I think the Rusty will pin it for long enough that you can't spider. Or that you will get spidered, rather. We'll go with this for now. Rusty Gaming. That's exactly it, Sgrunkly. That is what we're doing right this second. The new Challenge the Streamer channel point redemption is specifically so that we can play Arena for Enemies. And then it's up to the challenger's choice as to whether we do level 1 or regular levels. The player had bad sushi, so the game is already decided. True. I don't know if we have enough damage here, but I'm just testing it. I like the I like this, the honey bear, to deactivate these. It would be too OP, true story. What do we do here? We're running low on keys for the triple Hevo plan. I don't know if that's happening here. Didn't see where that wing came from. Well, the wing isn't what got you. I got lost in the sauce, as they say. Fair. Yeah, the wing wasn't what took it down. I didn't actually need the... well, the murder wing couldn't have reached anyway, but... I love the Rusty opener. Is Rusty the most adorable Phobie? Let me know, chat. Or YouTube, let me know. Is Rusty the most adorable Phobie? Is Rusty an honorary good boy? Does Rusty count as a dog? I love how aggressive Rusty is. It's spectacular. Rusty does not count as a dog, chat is saying. I'm disappointed. Puts Tickles as challenger. Rusty looks like a porta potty? I don't know what porta potties you've been using. Because that seems concerning on a number of levels. Rusty's more of a bite than bark kind of guy. Fair. Rusty's animation is spectacular, especially the attack. I get why Rusty doesn't have an actual attack. I just kind of wish they did. There was literally no reason to put the spider there, for the record. There was literally no purpose for putting the spider there. I like the display when I'm taking a break. Like I said, I have to tweak it a little bit. But I like the layout more. Rusty's attack or ability is spectacular. It's so good. So you have a spider, but you can't move this. You can't actually move it. Oh, you undid this attack, too. This will just get yoinked, so that's not worth. We'll just kill the creep. Kind of want to bank a little bit. The spider's in a weird position. Rusty's so good that he bites, he dies. I like to move it. What year is this? Wait, I thought it can't move even if that happens. Okay, I stand corrected. I thought Chad had told me before that this would not move. Obviously it can. A bit of a womp womp moment. Tried to tell you. Yeah, I see that now, DT. I thought I remember chat telling me something different before, but... It can't move, but it can be moved. That's a lot better. Like, it's clearly a better effect there. That Rusty plus Moffat on Lava combo is smart. I honestly, like, I didn't think it worked that way, or I wouldn't have walked into it, but, I mean, it happens.
Fine retort.
Oh, you can yoink it from there. If we do this, will it die? I mean, this should guarantee it, right? I didn't look at the number. Yeah, that'll get it. Killing their spider seems somewhat relevant to our interests. This 100% dies, yeah. I guess this is okay. I still don't like it. Only you can't move it, opponents can. Yeah, pretty sure it's possible to do challenge plays too when you got the cone. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, if a dimensional gets coned, you mean? Gotta use Murder Wing to kill Moffat? Yes. Imagine a 3-range move disability, or disable ability. That would be pretty bonkers. It's true. Cats don't quite abide by the rules, as I understand it. They do what they want when they want. Also, this Hevo should have just gone north. Like, this doesn't do anything for us, but it would have had value here being able to shell the heart. Here, it does nothing. If a stuck Phobie kills a dimensional, it'll get pulled. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. So we don't have an enormous lead because these 2 panic points have been disabled for so long. We're doing it, chat. We're doing it, chat. Well, we're getting there. We may not be able to do it yet, but we're getting there. So they can't hit our jar with Snowball. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope. This could recap. This could get annoying, but we're going to do it. Evo numero dos coming out. It's true. I mean, I'm trying to set it up, player. Chat keeps demanding it. Chat keeps demanding it. So this is a 3-to-1 panic point advantage, by the way, chat. Just throwing that out there. It won't be for much longer, but it's happening right now. Live on your TV screen, or computer screen, depending on where you are watching Twitch. Or tablet or phone, I guess, too. Here comes Erratic. What would Hevo 4.0 look like and do? Okay, it's Ray Chargel, it's not Erratic. Imagine a Phobie that lets you spawn certain Phobies under 4 keys. What, like it creates a cassowary or something, Forgo? Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for, Eric. I don't know if that's quite going to happen, given what I think I need to do, but... Oh, that's unfortunate. Is there any way for me to do this?
Fresh roasted Phobies. What an absolute treat.
Game? There we go. Okay, that'll get the job done, chat. I mean, this spider may be dead, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. Win or lose, chat, we have officially completed getting all 3 phobies in play. It does, but it doesn't matter. I was originally thinking that the spider was going to pull it to this panic point, and that's why I was doing it. When it didn't, I just had to rethink everything, because I was going to use Hevo 2.0 to hit the Ray Chargels. Like a mobile keyhole or a mobile spawn point near it. I feel like that would have to... So, I do have some thoughts on that, Forgo. I think that would be cool. We can talk about it after the game, because that's more involved. But the short version is, I think it can't spawn existing phobies. I think it can't spawn existing phobies, and I'll explain why once this game's over. Just remind me. A phobie creating another phobie can be a mistake to exist. Unlimited amount of phobies take panic points or helping do some damage. Yes, but like I said, well, GG, player, GG. Evo invade, yep. Evo's invade. So we did get them all into play, and keep the undefeated streak in the Challenger games. If you want to get a challenge in and you want to get your own games reviewed, come by the live stream, RTChompGG. Hit up the Random Slots Discord. It's in the video description. I've been told I'm a lot of fun to fall asleep to. Just saying. I have a thing for throwing wings. I've been there, player. I've been the other side, so I know how you feel. How many win streak? I think that's only 3, Onda. It might be 4. I think it's only 3, because it was Hakune, player, somebody else. I think it's only 3. 5 incomplete challenges, true. I haven't done them offline, Eric. I keep forgetting to. I need to get to them. I really need to do these, just so I can get the other resources. I've just been very lazy about it, is the main thing. I literally haven't even clicked on this. I don't even know what it looks like. But, gonna get revenge. Everybody will get revenge, player. Like, I'm not gonna keep the streak going. I'm only saying it now so that it's out there for a little while. I can feel good about myself for a little bit. So, going back to the idea, do challenge and live stream. I have before, Onda. I don't know if they're that entertaining. Plus, there's a number of YouTube tutorials on how to do them. So it's not like it's unique content, for lack of a better way to put it. But speaking of unique stuff, talking about the idea of a phobie that allows you to spawn other phobies, I think that it has to spawn unique phobies. Unique phobies being ones that don't exist. The only way to get the phobies would be from this hypothetical phobie. Why? Because then they can be completely balanced around that phobie. Otherwise, say you have a phobie, the suggestion was spawns things that are 4 or less. First of all, I think that's going to be way too powerful depending on other drawbacks, but let's go with that. And you spawn a cassowary. Does that mean you can get 2 cassowaries in a game? A. B. Just having, surprise, it's cassowary all the way across the map is already insane. C. It's just going to make it super difficult that, let's say, specifically the cassowary play is too good. Like, that play, for whatever reason, is uniquely good. Realistically, it's probably going to carry, like, suckies, right? Say it's like the meathead in Hunt, where it's surrounded by leeches. So what if it's this headless monstrosity and it just vomits out leeches? And they happen to be suckies. The problem is if you nerf the sucky that comes out of the thing, this hypothetical thing, are you going to nerf the Sucky normally, or whatever it happens to be? Please know the code would need so much refactoring. Exactly. I mean, I'm just talking about the balance implications, not the rest of it. I'm not... I think it would be cool, but I think that it would have to have unique phobies, so that way, from a balance perspective, if you need to kneecap the phobie, you don't cripple other parts of the game as a result. So that way you have, or if it explicitly says, like, you spawn a Sucky with half health, or you spawn a Sucky with 50% damage, or something like that, and then it's a different palette swap. Maybe its name is literally Damaged Sucky, or something like that. It has to have, I think it would be better to just create new phobies that would come from this thing, so that that way nobody gets confused. You don't have to worry about explaining to new players or players that only play phobies occasionally why does this Sucky different from this one, and why do they even get two? I can never do that. That's weird. Yes, this phobie would clearly be talk among the community. People would notice. It doesn't matter. It would still screw people up. Trust me. It 100% will happen. So do I think the idea is bad? No. I just think it's going to be immensely difficult to implement. It will be a balancing nightmare. And based on what was mentioned a moment ago, it's also going to be a nightmare from an actual implementation perspective. 2 Hevo 3.0. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a phobie that cloned phobies at some point, where it's like Glob, but it's sort of like a changeling, so it can turn into a phobie. But again, that probably just on the technical end, let alone the balancing end, is just going to be nightmarish. All of these ideas are things that I think are cool, but realistically, like, say the team ran another contest. We've talked about it before. They ran a Make a Phobie contest. And you hypothetically get, or if they ran a Phobies World Championship, and winning the championship, you get to design a phobie. I've said that before. I think that would be really cool. Tons of card games have done that, where it's, if you win our worlds, you win our championship, you get to design a card and it'll go in a future set. That would be really cool. The problem is, ideas like this, we don't, as the player base, know the limitations technically. I mean, we can infer things balance-wise, but we also don't have all the data, or any of the other things that would go along with trying to implement something in the game. So a lot of this stuff is just simply, when it happens, if that hypothetical, you win the championship, you get to design a phobie happens, you're going to submit this wild idea, and I can almost promise you the devs are going to have to reel it in, which sucks to a degree, but that's the reality of how things work. I hate to be the wet blanket, but, like, that's what happens. What about a phobie with a shield ability? Yeah, I mean, Quagmire or the heal ones kind of function like that. I see what you're saying, though, is a shield where, like, it one time absorbs a hit no matter how much it is, and maybe regenerates the shield. I could see a mechanical phobie with that. That would be cool. Blob cause enough bugs for being unique? I could absolutely see that. I could absolutely see that. Why are some of my phobies unupgraded? Because I didn't have time to upgrade them all. This week I was just super tired. I had a real bad bout of insomnia early in the week, like Tuesday, and I've had difficulty recovering since then. Like, I just literally couldn't go to sleep until about 5 in the morning, got up for work at 6, and then it's just been downhill since then. It's been bad. Hence why I didn't start early tonight, hence why I will be ending on time tonight. It's rough. I'm curious whether a wrestler phobie and the mystery phobie will be used as an avatar. That'll be interesting. You mean the, this guy, the luchador one? I hope his name is actually Luchador. I'm curious what cost it is, because, like, this is a 7 cost, this is an 8 cost, this is a 6, this is 7, this is 8. Wait. How much is... Did I just figure this out? Is this going to be the pattern? How much is Octonaughty? Is Octonaughty 6? Octonaughty is 6. 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 6? Maybe? Yeah, I'm just realizing that now myself, Onda. I haven't looked at it this closely before. Now, look, we're talking about a pattern that has 2 entries. It's very easy to draw a line between 2 points, right? Maybe I'm onto something. Maybe. But that's what I'm saying, is like, I'm inferring this, but realistically, what... Like, we're just making stuff up, chat. Like, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Oh, man, chat, I'm dying. Like, I'm cooking. I might have to stream tomorrow with no camera, because it's going to go through the hottest part of the day. There's no air conditioning down here. It's going to be like 100 degrees. I might literally melt. I could just wear a tank top, and, like, I'm pretty sure that won't violate any Twitch rules, but Glob's ability caused a lot of edge cases. I can absolutely see that. I wish this... So, this is something that's come up before. I have to play some Furkin Leapercarn. Yeah. Eventually. I understand why the stress phobies don't show until you get them. But I wish every time you saw them in a game, even if it was just like the games you played against someone, and they showed up, because I've only had Glob show up once, but it would be nice to have like part of the card scratched off as you see it more, so that way you could add it to the album, even if you haven't unlocked it yet. Tournament hot tub stream? No, right now I need an ice tub. Yeah, hot tub is an ice bath. That would be cooler. It's come up before on stream. Like, there's a few ideas like that. I think it would be fun. I have no idea what that would entail, but I think it would be cool. You wear a Speedo in a hot tub and apparently Twitch is cool with it. I think you're good. Yeah, true. True. I don't think anybody wants to see my skinny-ass arms, though. But honestly, I'm seriously thinking about it. We'll see. If it gets super hot tomorrow, like if I'm looking at my thermostat and it's 100 degrees, although we all went to hot tub streams, it was the talk of Twitch for a while. I don't blame anybody for that. But like, I might turn the camera off and all the lights on. Because that's the other thing. It's not just, like, having the lights on, although these are LEDs, these are not. The ones behind me, like, they're regular ceiling lights. And just, they're generating ambient heat. And having the PC on and, like, all this stuff, it's just... It gets hot. And don't get me wrong, I'm looking at it right now. It's 87 degrees here with 50% humidity. There are tons of parts of the world where that is way worse. It's way worse. But I'm not big on heat, so. So let's do some game reviews, chat. Let's do some more game reviews. Like I said, I want to... I'm getting pings in Discord. So, Chad, how do people feel about the written content? I don't know if I saw the answer from chat about that. I am 100% doing a lessons learned for Fright Night. I don't think there's really much has changed from the first few Fright Nights. However, I do have a suggestion for what the next format will be, because I think I'm going to change it for Fright Night number 4. As far as it, and I can explain it if people want to hear it so that they understand what I'm thinking. 79 with 80% humidity. It was like 80 when I woke up this morning, Fuse, but I have a dehumidifier that's going like the whole time. It's not on right now because it'll produce a lot of background noise, but that's another reason why it gets hot down here. A mech phobie that has electric resist shield, like a shield bearer that has a regenning shield, but it deals low damage, and once the shield goes away, it deals more damage. That's a pretty cool idea, Forgo, and not something that is unreasonable in the grand scheme compared to, like, the other phobie that we were talking about, but simply Chuck. Those are the notes on this game, chat. We got our hero dogewhal in the blue trunks, zoning in on Scopaceum. I've decided to call it Scopaceum because it's like Coliseum. I'm going to try and stick to that. We'll see. Get a little Chuck action going on, exactly. I don't know why Chuck reminds me of Charlie Brown, like the comic strip, and it makes me want a Lucy phobie. Notably, it needs to be ranged, and it has to involve a pseudo-football somehow. I don't know why. I don't know where the connection... I mean, I get Charlie, Chuck, but, like, That connection is not, it's super tenuous. But it's what I'm going with. Anyway, we get a unique opener from both players. We get a Droney Canine and Crushmore. I almost said Gravehound, and I'm like, that's not even a Phobie. But anyway, the unique opener from dogewhal, our hero here, yields a Chuck very early on. 2-to-1 panic point advantage bad guy, but I imagine that's not going to be very stable for very long. Chuck's real name is Huckabee. Yeah, it says something like that on the card, doesn't go long. I used to be called Huckabee. Now they just call me Chuck. Chad, I don't know if you can see my eyes getting wider, but we got the Crushmore invading. I think bad guy's taking an appropriate line here. Try and split Chuck, or split the attention of Chuck. And we get a sheep as an answer here for the Chuck, because ultimately this sheep is going to do, what? 1,800 and change? And there's not much the Chuck can do about it, other than, you know, leech life. But that's a significant amount of damage. I'm ignoring the initial 600 because obviously the Chuck is going to leech some life just from killing the sheep, but you get the idea. 3-to-1 panic point advantage. Ooh. We get a block here, so that means only the Chuck is going to be able to hit this. And the Chuck is going to have to be in a position to, not immediately, but be vulnerable to a sheep invade. The problem is the sheep is going to have to run the gauntlet. Sheep is going to have to run the gauntlet. A rubber Phobie that is considered a mech, but takes no electrical damage. Maybe he has a melee push because he's goofy and wacky and rubbery. I mean, you could have a hypothetical wooden mech, right? I know we're pausing to get this thought out, but, like, you could hypothetically have a wooden mech or a machine that's made out of non-metal parts. I get, like, that probably won't happen for a few different reasons, but among them would be just, it would be weird. Like, I don't know whether the team would want to go to those lengths. I think it would be a brain twister for a lot of people. But in the meantime, get an alligator follow-up. Spreading out here. I mean, the stabby could get hit by the sheep, but then the sheep dies. This cassowary is not long for the world unless bad guy forgets that the stim is right here. Getting rid of the Droney is relevant. Oh no, they forgot. I guess it doesn't matter. It does, actually, I take it back. It does matter because it would have forced some repositioning. Namely, nah, it wouldn't have. It doesn't matter because the jar can kill this from here. I was going to say the jar could have, like, this would have stopped the jar from getting on the stem and maybe it lives, but it wouldn't. Ultimately, the Quagmire could swing back as well. So the sheep goes in. I don't know about this because the sheep is going to die. There's enough health left here. 5,000 health that it's like, yes, you're at a big deficit, right? But you can take a turn off to just nuke this sheep. This actually didn't need to happen. You could have left the canine alive, but I guess this is fine. Just get both of them off the board. Now your opponent's down to 2 Phobies, although they have 10 keys banked. Makes me think of the wooden bender from Futurama. Yeah, that's actually a good call. That's a good call. I mean, you could have machines made out of these, out of different things. I mean, what would people classify, like, a windmill as? It's a machine. I mean, it can be made out of metal, but it's made out of wood. It's not necessarily a complex machine. Or like any kind of mill. Like, people have used tools. I guess you could say it's a tool, not a machine. I don't know. I feel like it's not too far of a stretch to have something made out of non-metallic whatever. Hey, Jenna. Busy doing something? Ah, that's cool. Appreciate you coming by to say hello.
The bigger the Phobie, the harder they fall.
That is true, Lippy. Alright, so Tramples takes down the Crushmore. Love to see it. I love seeing Mr. Tramples. Honestly, so we've talked about plushies for Phobies a lot. And honestly, I would want a plushie Phobie for everything. This is real talk. I've talked about how I collect toys, right? I actually was working on trying to kit bash this Shredder, which you probably can't see because he's green, because he's the Green Ranger in this. But I've talked about how I collect toys. I would absolutely try to collect Phobie plushies, and it would be a problem. Because plushies are not cheap. Tramples is an honorary good boy. I think Rambolina and Tramples could be. I think that's fair. They kind of look like the Predator hounds to a degree. These probably won't show up because they're showing up a little bit. His jaw fell off, though. Gotta fix that. That could be a problem. Shout out to anybody who saw the movie Predators. I actually like that movie. I like that movie. Everybody wants a sheep and gas plushie. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a sheep and gas plushie, obviously, but it is not at the top of my list. It is definitely not at the top of my list, but I probably want some really weird ones. So, back to the game, like, I don't know, it feels like Bad Guy just overextended, realistically. Like, yes, they are at a significant life advantage, but they are just hemorrhaging Phobies almost every turn. And this Hydra follow-up, I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with this Flesh Crawler. I don't even know what this Clinico did. I didn't even see it come out, truthfully. Cerberus is a dog. Cerberus is, in fact, a good boy. You are absolutely correct, Druid. 100% true. But there are, in my opinion, several honorary good boy Phobies. There are several that are not actually dogs, but I think are considered honorary good boys in my book. People are welcome to their own opinion, but I feel that there are several Phobies that can be considered good boys. So here's the play I'd like to see. Swing this, I mean, I'm looking at this real quick, but like, heal, send the stabby here, swing Mr. Tramples down here. Recap the points, and then all of a sudden, I don't think there's any way for Bad Guy to win. Yeah, Fetch is definitely a dog. I can appreciate keeping the Tramples close to home here. But if you send the Stabby up here, it's in a good position. It just got healed. It's at 1400 health. Nothing can get near it. And you're now at a 3-to-1 panic point advantage. Your opponent will have to split their forces to address everything. It doesn't matter. Mr. Tramples is definitely an honorary good boy. I agree. I mean, Rambolina and Tramples, 100%. Plus, anybody who has a dog will tell you when a dog is excited to see you, they will basically do what Mr. Tramples does. They will run through you, knock your ass on the ground so they can lick your face. It's just what happens. That's a dead Boo Fairy. We're watching the dissection of our bad guy here. There's really nothing they can do. The game was determined 10 turns ago. And I'm not, like, trying to beat up on the bad guy like I always say, because I'm not. It just is what it is. Them's the game sometimes. Get a dead Clinico. I doubt we're going to get a dead... oh, you can hit it from there. Never mind. I forgot. So we get the stim. Gonna get the double chuck hit. We're gonna get a hit from this. You had a dream about Phobies? So a black cat is an ultra rare in that dream? You know, that's actually funny when you think about it, that we don't... Wow. Timeout. I don't think there was any way that our hero was killing this Hydra, so they could have easily taken one of these points instead of doing this. Yeah, that's kind of true, Forgo. This just seems unnecessarily risky. I mean, there's really... I guess it's not risky because there's actually no risk. There's no way you're dying. But yeah, I'm a little surprised there isn't a black cat Phobie now that you say that. That seems like a very obvious, you know, creepy thing. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of different myths. By the way, GG. Well played, dogewhal. There's a lot of different myths and mythologies and supernatural things that could be added to Phobie. So the list is enormous, but I could see a black cat pretty easily. That's funny, Sgrunkly. What was your idea, Taco? A mechanical Phobie made of scrap metal and junk that has a pole with damage and electrical damage. I'll be honest, I don't know that I want to see too many more displacement phobies. I'm a little concerned. So this is more of a general thing. I disconnected at turn 19. Of course, I missed 3 turns. Womp womp. Don't worry, it'll be in the VOD. It'll be in the VOD, and it'll go up on YouTube. Well played there, dogewhal. So, to the earlier point, I am legit concerned about some of the pole phobies and the displacements. Now, this is something that we've talked about before in the context of StarCraft and Warcraft and other RTSs. So if you look at StarCraft Brood War, game is very old, right? Game is very old. And the balance is arguably atrocious. The balance is actually not very good. There are certain matchups, certain play styles that are just arguably unbeatable depending on which species you're playing, Terran, Zerg, Protoss, and the map. But the map is the key component here, because the way the community has been balancing it for all these years, in lieu of Blizzard balance patches, is by map edits. So they'll create new maps, and then it changes the relationship of whether something works. So flying units, if there's a lot of empty space, can fly there and maybe be untouchable compared to units that, you know, are actually anti-air. Like, you just don't have the surface area to be able to attack them, and then they're safe to pick off your workers, for example. So, how does that relate to phobies? Well, I'm of the opinion that the poles, the yoinks, are just super strong. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to contest that. Abyss tiles are fun as a result, because you can set up these cool plays where, oh, I send in a Crushmore or a Gravedigger, and that means that I body block with this other thing, and then I get a boop into a yoink, and then suddenly I kill their 9 keys out of nowhere. Like, that's fun. But you have a bunch of maps that feel like it devolves into who has more yoinks, and then just kind of dancing around it. Now, again, similar to the Moai play pattern, where it seems to be very heart-rushy. Okay, sure. That's the play pattern on the map. That is different from the maps that stalemate and you just trade 1 keys back and forth, which is different from the maps where you revolve around yoinks, or you revolve around boops, or this, or that, or lobs, or flyers, or insert whatever. But it does, there are 2 parts, or multiple parts. One is, it becomes a collection hindrance. You do get Miss Moffat, so you're not ever going to be 100% locked out of getting a yoink. I mean, I guess you technically never are, because you could always buy and open more packs, but you could hypothetically, as the last, you know, 3, I don't remember how many yoinks there are. If there are 4 counting Moffat, then like the other 3 are the last 3 phobies that you get. I'm just making up numbers. That may not be correct, but you get the idea. Like, those, the other yoinks may be the last ones. However, I don't know, like I said, the collection piece is a problem. The play pattern could be a problem. Like, a game, imagine a map where the entire map was like, both players had 5 yoink phobies. That's just going to be super weird. I don't know if that will be fun or not. It would be strategic. Or maybe it's just like, the game's over before it really begins. You know what I mean? Like, we can figure out, due to the deterministic nature, exactly how the game is going to play out. And there's really no variation in that. I don't know. But yeah, the existing yoink phobies are super powerful. I could live with not seeing any more displacement effects. Maybe boops, because boops are inherently worse. But more displacement effects would be problematic, I think. More yoinks specifically. I'm not sure what I want to see, like what gaps there are. I know what will, maybe not probably happen, but I could absolutely see at least one more power-up Phobie, either higher cost or lower cost, or both. I could see another trap phobie of some kind. We don't have a disease trap, for example. Another anti-trap phobie. Or just anti-tile phobie. Since the Halloween update is coming up, I could absolutely see another invisible phobie. I kind of wish we could sort this by set or have any sorting options, because they need collection sorting options. Did I see the game with Sasquatch actually connecting? No, I didn't. We don't have an electric trap phobie? Also true. Also true. Finally streaming? Yeah. I take 3 days off a week. I take 3 days off a week. The schedule has been the same for a few years now, basically. There'll be a couple days here and there where I have something real life I have to do. But for the most part, I've been streaming the same days since before the pandemic, basically. Going back to when I was doing Mythgard, which, by the way, I may do for Variety on Monday. We beat Cult of the Lamb. I'm not sure whether to do Hunt or not, but we'll see. I just want to see the animation for this. But we'll do another game review after this. Another viewer game review. We'll just skip ahead until we find what we're looking for. There's the Sasquatch. So hold on here. So does it announce Phobie using invisibility when... I think it announces that when you're on a tile. Because it doesn't announce it when the ability happens. But if it's on a tile, where is it? Oh, it's at the start of the turn that just happens immediately? Gotcha. I did see that, Forgo. I did see that. And we will get to that. Sorry, I didn't actually say that. Mainly for async mode? Yeah, that makes sense. We were talking about it when we first saw it, that just like traps in async, it's going to be bonkers. Okay, so that means that this guy is here, because this answers a question. I know somebody posted a screenshot in Discord about Sasquatch. The Sasquatch has to be here, because it activated the trap, and we were trying to figure out when we first saw it, will it reveal it? What will happen? But here we know that it's activated this trap because of what trap it is. We know where it is. So when does the Sasquatch hit? Okay, there we go. It's on this turn. So this... 2812. Wow. That's a lot of damage. I mean, we knew it was. What's funny is that they didn't power it up. This is more damage, which makes sense that you would do it this way. But it's a little weird not to power it up, because sending both in, they're both going to die. Look at Beauty after I got punched by... Yeah, the Beauty got absolutely clobbered, because this Sasquatch does... That's what I wanted to check. It does over 1,500 damage when it assassinates something. They used the power up last turn. Oh, okay, that's why. I was skipping through. It's an enormous amount of damage. I think it does like 1,300 at level 1. This guy, I mean, it's supposed to be, it's an assassin. I'm excited to unlock this. I mean, I'm excited to unlock a whole bunch of these phobies. All of them. But it's going to be a little bit before we get Sasquatch. Going to be a little bit before we get Sasquatch. 600, I thought it was base 600 damage and then 700 boost. Okay, yes. Yeah, we're agreeing about it then. Alright, chat. You know what? We'll do the Forgo challenge first. So, whoop. Like I said, I'm just removing people to make sure we have space. So Forgo, are you... You're not on here, so send me a frenemies request, and then let me know big map actual levels. Okay, and I'll start the game. So just send me a friend or a frenemies request, and then we'll get this show on the road. Oh, I keep forgetting that's your Renamon game. Do you have a big map in mind? So we have the options of Exponential Decay, Xylo, and Vile Vortis. While Forgo's deciding, if you're watching this on YouTube, come by the live stream RTChompGG over on Twitch. Link's in the description. So is the Discord. It's cool to hang out there, so I've been told. I've also been told that I'm very fun to fall asleep to. I know I keep repeating that, but it's still weird to me. And of course, likes and subscribes help. They really do. Pick the big map. All right, we're going to do the new one. We'll do Vile Vortis. We'll do Vile Vortis because I haven't really played this map much, so... In fact, I think I've only played 2 games, this being the 3rd. One was on ladder. We won our first game. And then the other one was a challenge from Hakune. So not exactly a ton of games under our belt. That was the game that Hakune had an actually cool strategy with the smiley opener. I thought that was pretty cool. Unicorn, really? Alright, alright. Red Yeti and Snowball related? Russell looks good on Icon, when are we going to see it? I mean, it's right here. When am I going to get it? Probably not for a while. I guess if we get enough subs. If we get enough subs to buy it, then maybe. So we're going to get a fairly large panic point advantage out of this. Might be able to kill their snowball. What, if we had swung down? Yeah, we probably could have. Probably could have, because we would have done like 800 and change. I wasn't even thinking about it because of the panic points. But we're going to get it now anyway. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well played. Can't quite kill it now. Can't quite kill it now. Could have swung down, hit with the fireball, then sent in Jar Spud. Yeah, exactly. We would have had it. I just wasn't really looking at it. So if we do this... 210. I'm kind of tempted to leave this here regardless. Like, we don't kill the snowball, but we damage it enough that now it's got to do something. Like, I mean, it could sit here on the, what's it called? On the healing spa. I imagine we're going to see a Jackalope King in the future. Oh, okay, Kraos, I got you. I imagine we're going to see a Jackalope King, otherwise... Yep, there it is. Look at them, they're big and they are angry. Look at those eyes. We do have to be a little careful here. We do have to be a little careful. The damage on this will add up. We're doing crush more things. I didn't realize I was going to die right off the bat. Snowball's going there to body block, so that way we don't have to worry about that. 6 keys from our opponent. So they could absolutely kill a murder wing, which we clearly don't want, but we can swing the cat down there next turn, assuming it doesn't die. Which is probably pretty likely. Like, they have a ton of ways to kill it. Fungus McSpungus? What? That's a name I haven't heard for the jackalopes before. We got Team Undead here. I might have been better served going for, like, sheep and gas, as much as I don't like it. Ah, our snowball is going to eat it. Oh, no. We'll get theirs in retaliation, but that's a little unfortunate. Should have put Ginsting on the spot? Why? Like on our spa? That would have necessitated, well, we could have moved it if you're saying. I thought, never mind, yeah, because I only had to use the one attack. But I think it's actually better to have left it here, which is part of the reason why I did, is to have it involved in this mess. The body block here is protecting the snowball. It's a little unfortunate here. That's an Octonauty, or it's not. Never mind. Not the good boy. Hematic Ginsting's a little better. That's pretty good here.
Spectacular.
It's like checkers. Is that good enough? I don't know. I imagine the cat dies, but I'm not 100% sure, truthfully. Double kill. Shouldn't have enough damage to really threaten this. I mean, I guess it's not impossible, but cat on cleanup, it's true. It's usually dogs that chew on bones, but I guess cats are into it too. Alright, so cat does die. Little unfortunate there. We can't get the Ginsting. Jackalope King has no peasants, it's true. It's a sad day for the monarchy. So this Ginsting dies because they're gonna get it with Snowball and their Ginsting, but that exposes their Ginsting. So can we punish it is the question. And I'm not sure how we do that. Maybe this. Our opponent banked to 8, so this could get scary. We can get the last Jack this turn, but Crushmore kind of has to retreat. Do you mean, the last panic point? Down here? I'm assuming that's what you meant. Russell Avatar is so funny to me, it looks like some random bald bird. I guess, yeah. That's a Cerberus. Finally, some Hevo actions. You missed the game earlier, Roxwan. Or did you miss it? Were you in chat earlier? Because we did have a viewer challenge game where I got all 3 Hevos. Infected bald bird. So you can hit with this, and that's it, right? Yeah. It'll be in the VOD, Roxwan, and it'll obviously go up on YouTube. I plan win, lose, or draw. I'm keeping all of the viewer challenge games in, because I think it's just cool. Is it up on... I legitimately have no idea what you're saying, Kraos. I have no idea what that sentence means. I'm not trying to troll. Oh, it's a Step on Bones party. Okay. I'll be honest, there was no way I was getting it from that first statement. But yes, it is. Evo's getting assaulted, it's true. That won't continue. For much longer, anyway. It won't for much longer. So we're blocking off here. I mean, obviously we're blocking off here, but we're blocking off here because it allows us to buy some time. So we could kill this and then lose the Jin Sting. I don't know that that's worth it. Because, like, we do this. You're dead to a variety of different things. I guess it's fine. It's the night of the Hevos, chat. We're gonna have to win with what we got, and I don't know if this can do it, truthfully. We'll see. I think we can get Hematic this turn. Possibly. Would have hit it with twice with this for 8, 16, 17, we'll say. I think we only get one hit with this, so it would have been 20. These two could not connect with it. No, we could have hit it with this. Yeah, we could have gotten it. We would have been able to get it. Nine more keys is scary, it's true. There's a lot of mean things that could be showing up. There's a lot of mean that could happen. You're gonna have to hack the game code and turn Hevo 2.0 to a 1 key so you can get the trio again. True. That would be the way. Alright, we got a high five. High five, buddy. He's going on defense. Unless he's gonna try and sneak across the top. I need to know real quick, what is the appeal of the average vampire? That is a hell of a sentence. Like, what is happening right now? What am I being asked? No, wait. We needed this. Banana economy prices. It's gonna smash my feelings. It depends on the type of vampire, Sgrunkly. Like, vampires can be cool. I mean, they represent a variety of different things depending on what the lore is. And there are vampires that I've liked the stories for, like Blade, the Underworld movies, you know, some of the actual vampire lore from over the ages, real-life mythology. But they are such a common thing that they do tend to get worn out. Sucky has fainted, it's true. Yeah, I mean, Twilight didn't help. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if we can kill this thing, truthfully. We should be able to. Yeah, oh, never mind. It's not even close. Never mind. Wait, we don't want to do that.
For the big game hunter.
Get the muffin going. I think we're going to need... Well, do we need a muffin? Yeah, we'll go muffin. The reason being is that I want to... Like, Hevo kind of guarantees this game for us if we can make that happen. I don't think this dies. This should not die. So that means... Come on. 3, 8. So this won't get hit for lethal either. What was that double whistle? Probably just because I undid the muffin or something. Because the muffin whistles when it comes out. High Five is going stealth mode. I mean, that's what I figured he's trying to do, but stealth mode with this big dude, a little challenging. A little challenging. Do have the double heart puncher strategy, though. Double heart punching is happening, chat. It is happening. High Five where? High Five's doing a John Cena? Or the Predator, if you prefer. There was actually a funny thing somebody posted in a group I'm in. They're like, oh, look at my sweet Predator tattoo. And it was just a picture of their forearm. I thought it was adorable. Get a little muffin action going on here. Oh no! Oh no, Taco. So the reason I'm doing this instead of... 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, I can't reach. The reason I'm doing this instead of moving forward is because they can hit it with Henrietta. Does that matter? I don't know. You interrupted High Five in the middle of a stealth mission? Well, AoE breaks stealth, right? That's how it works usually, right? If I had saved the muffin, we could have done it and then blocked off here instead, but since there are no lobs, not a big concern. Not a big concern. Imagine if High Five had Sasquatch's ability and still had Heartbreaker. You know, I could... It doesn't seem impossible for that particular set of abilities to coexist, it seems a little overpowered, but depending on the stats, it might be fine. They actually should have this here. The reason being, if they choose to go on the spa, I can hit it. Got the lob squad, it's true. Well, the Henrietta connects with this, which is arguably meaningless. And again, that's not intended to be insulting, it's just I don't value the Henrietta poison very highly. Like at all. It's just so slow. 10 or 9 turns, that's a long time for anything to survive. And yeah, we've all had games where things have just barely survived, so it matters, but at the same time, it's like, eh. GG. I didn't realize they were that low. I thought there was another turn, but GG. Well played there, Forgo. And like I said before, if you want to join in on the fun, you want to challenge the streamer, come by the live stream RTChompGG over on Twitch, link in the description. Hit up the Discord, and likes and subscribes as always. But, chat, it's time for another break. I need some more water. GG. I mean, that, to be fair, Forgo, that map just came out, what, like last week? If anybody claims to be good on it, they're probably exaggerating. I had the 10-turn poison on Sheeping Gas help me win by making the enemy surrender due to erratic dying to poison. Nice. Well, Sheeping Gas has a significantly higher poison damage, doesn't it? It's not significantly higher. Don't get me wrong, it matters, but, like, Sheeping Gas also does a hit for whatever its base attack is, which is way higher than Henrietta. Henrietta is, like, barely a poke, and then a arguably meaningless poison, so it's tough. It's tough. Alright, chat, we're back. So, I don't think I mentioned this, but I bought a new book the other day. What book is that, you might ask? Well, chat, I'll tell you. You were going to have to find out anyway, whether you asked or not. I was going to tell you, otherwise I wouldn't have brought it up. But I bought Eyes of the Demon. It's a Predator anthology. Predator as in the, you know, the movie Predator or Predators or The Predator or the most recent Prey, which, by the way, is a really good movie. I wasn't really feeling it initially. Like, some of the stories are cool. Some of them are actually from the Predator's perspective, whether it's a singular Predator or it's multiple Predators. There are some stories which I think are cool world building. You know, they expand upon the Predator culture and biology and, you know, a variety of different factors that just kind of flesh them out. Because I'm one of those people that's not of the opinion that the mystery makes them cool. No, I don't care about that. I want to know everything about them. I don't care if it's about their accountants and, you know, how their garbage collection systems work. I just want to know more about them because they are a cool alien species. And the last story I read, which I finished actually earlier this afternoon, obviously it's an anthology, it's just a bunch of short stories, some of them exceptionally short. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I haven't finished it. I think there's a couple hundred more pages. I'm not sure how far I've gotten. But it's definitely an interesting book. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad that I picked it up. I do have a couple other ones that I need to read, but I haven't really had too much time. Yeah, High Five tried to go stealth mode. High Five tried to go stealth mode. It didn't quite work out, but that's okay. That sounds like old cartoons, Rock Swan. I'm sure it's a more, like, it's a real story, but it sounds like Of Mice and Men when it was put into Looney Tunes. Alright. So this is the game we're zoning into. Tacobulldog is our hero here in the orange trunks on RCO. They had higher level phobies, but I managed to win. All right. So this is a unique opener from Bad Guy, capping an immediate point with Droney. I don't know what stress level each player is at offhand, but this is not too dissimilar from a snowball opener kind of thing. Snowball clearly presenting much more value, but not the end of the world. It's a 3-to-1 panic point advantage on turn 2 at the end of the day, so I mean, you can't complain about it too much.
Damage grows like
So this is kind of obvious. Cat's going to eliminate the Bachelor. I don't know that the Bachelor advance was worth it. I mean, you do kill the cat on the return, so you trade 1 keys, but similar to one of the game reviews we talked about earlier, this means that panic point advantage swings to our hero, and like, this just feels like you're hemorrhaging keys for no purpose. Oh, that doesn't kill it. Ooh, okay, I take it back. This is looking dicey. Level 12 jar. Pretty big. And because of the pole, it's actually hidden away from this murder wing. That actually really hurts having to meatball that. Well, it doesn't. I take that back because the jar's at 39 health. So unless it gets a heal here, it's going to die as soon as something looks at it funny. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Clinico or a Muffin. Instead, we get a microscopic. That's not going to save it unless you body block with your murder wing. So I say you kill the jar here. Yep. Now, your murder wing's going to pay with its life, but 4-to-1 panic point advantage. They can't kill both the murder wing and the Henrietta. Point being is, while you're going to lose an asset here, you still maintain a bunch of board control. And you're up banked keys right now. Okay, I take it back. They can kill both. Never mind. I should have expected when they had phobies this high that they do in fact have snowball, but I was thrown off a little bit at the beginning because, well, why didn't they snowball off the bat? Why Droney? But it is what it is. Still a 4-to-1 panic point advantage. Ginsting comes in to back up the forces for our hero. But Fireball is online. Really? This doesn't make any sense to me. Neither player, 43.25 to 54.50. This does not seem worth it. You're going to lose both these phobies. This doesn't... I don't understand this. You get the panic point back here. You get the kill here. I don't get it. I honestly don't know why that positioning happened. Because that basically handed back all the gains. It wasn't like a huge amount of gains on the previous turn, but it was a key in panic point advantage, and you could have played it much more defensively. Now here, we do see the baby Snaky going down to the onslaught, or from the onslaught of Microscopic and Cassowary. This is a level 10 and a level 9. Significant amount of damage coming out. Able to kill the Cassowary. This is a level 12 Grimes. But the Ginsting will be able to tank it all. You have Bow Mangles now in position, and you just need to get... Oh no, they left the K9 up here, so that's probably going to get eaten. Yep. Almost an 800 damage Grimes. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, Chief. This Muffin also seems weird here. I mean, I guess it's just supposed to be a 1 cost. Gesundheit also is questionable. I love to see the Rocket Man. That's the last Phobie. So it's some Germs and Grimes versus Ginsting Bowmangles and Starro the Destroyer. So the Grimes does a cool play here. Because it's a burrow, it's able to snatch up this panic point up here, which is pretty cool. Grimes' animation killing a Phobie is really cool. He's doing a spinning slice. Yeah, exactly. Harvesting the Phobies. Little harvest action going on. But here's the problem. 25-25. In the year 25-25, our bad guy is barely alive. You can reposition these germs, but it's not going to be good enough. It will not, in fact, be enough. What's funny is I expected this Rocket Man to freeze the Grimes, but it's just a heart punching it will go. Glad someone else thinks of Starro. I bring it up every time. A lot of the Phobies, truthfully, I mean, clearly we have pop culture references and a variety of them explicitly, like Cowbell. But, or even Bowmangles, I presume is referencing it. Because I'm pretty sure the kid in it is Billy. But I don't know. Regardless, point is that there's a lot of references, so I can definitely appreciate it when they're there. Luffy would love to see the Rocket Man. I think Luffy would be especially happy about Rocket Man heart punching too. I think that's the bigger deal. It's not just a Rocket Man, it's a heart punching Rocket Man. And just like that, GG, well played, Taco. Honestly, and this is not to take away from Taco's efforts, but I feel like our bad guy here just punted that game away. Bad guy was just kicking that game into the next galaxy, because there were a few turns where it's just like, alright, I get trading aggressively, but this is another level. You don't need to be this aggressive, bad guy. Rocket Man does not punch, it slaps. Who are you to judge Starro the Destroyer? That's a punch from, like, old Popeye cartoons. Or Bugs Bunny, where they spin their arm and then throw an uppercut. Like, that's what happens. It says the challenge is temporarily out of stock. Yes, so there is a cooldown on challenging the streamer, so that way people couldn't just issue 50 million challenges. It's 30 minutes if I recall what I set it to. And it only allows 2 per person per stream. So that way, you know, somebody couldn't just spam them 70 games in a row. I would just tell them no and then refund the points, but this just makes it easier. So that way we can also get a rotation of people. So that if I'm going to do, hey, tonight, all viewer challenges, we're doing it. That way it isn't just the same person 80 million times in a row. We should be able to get like one more challenge in tonight. Like I said, I'm taking it easy tonight because we got a long day on deck tomorrow. A long day on deck. I just realized I screwed up my own spreadsheet. I have a duplicate entry here. But yeah, chat, one thing I also want to do, I've talked about it before, is I want to do more data analysis on Phobie's games. So I've been doing, or was doing, a lot of data entry. Real life made it so that I couldn't. But what I was doing is I was going through whoever was at the top of the ladder. You know, look at the top 10 games, and I was doing it at the time for Pluto, Magnificent, and I forget the third map. And I was writing down all the plays everybody made every turn. And it was just an enormous amount and an insane amount of data entry. I was trying to go through the game logs, and there's really no clean way to do it, because what I'd like to do is figure out, like, Phobie win rates. Phobie win rates per map. What are openers that are winning? What is the highest win rate Phobie with the lowest appearance rate with at least, say, 10 games, that sort of thing. It's tough. I don't know how feasible this is doing it by hand, because I have, you know, a real job. I have other real life responsibilities, and I just don't know that I can comb through the games, because it does take a while to do it. There are ways for me to speed up the process if I'm doing it. I could also set up another Google form to have people assist in the data entry, and then I have all the formulas set up. I'm hesitant to do that for a few different reasons. But I would like to do this stuff. It's tough with the current UI. It's tough with the current UI. All right, Kratos, give me 1 second. I'm going to do this right now, and then we'll do one more game review, or another game review. I don't want to say one more. Probably only one more, because by the time we do the game review and we do, if there's a challenge coming in, that'll probably push us to the end of the stream, or pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 is okay. I wanted to hit at least 5, so that way we wouldn't have so many for Sunday. So, if you look at the map pool, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small maps. You only have 3 big maps. So, for example, if you don't like big maps, or you don't think you have a good chance on big maps, or you think you're going to run out of time because you're playing on a big map, this is also strategically important because there's a time limit for the round. The rules for how time will work are in the rules document, but basically, if you're in game 3, the whole match is a draw. If you're in game 2, whoever won game 1 wins the whole match. They only win 1-0, but they win. If you want to get rid of big maps, you could ban 2 of the big maps and then just only play on small maps. Otherwise, I mean, I expect the Floor is Lava to get banned a lot because a lot of people hate that map. I could see Lights Out getting banned because a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people have bad memories about Crypto due to Beauty, but Beauty got nerfed. So maybe Crypto will make an appearance, maybe it won't. Vile Vortis could get banned a lot because it's new and people haven't really adapted their game plans to it. This map really feels like if you have double yoinks, you want this map. If you have only 1 yoink, it's dicey. If you have no yoinks, you probably got to ban this map. This feels like a really tough map to fight someone on who has yoinks that doesn't. If you don't, I mean. Home Sweet Home is Stabby Central. In my opinion, if you have Stabby, you're probably doing a Stabby opener. If you don't have an answer to the Stabby opener, this could be something to consider banning because you're going to have to fight turrets here. Biff's Room is a little weird. I've seen turret openers. I've seen more spread strategies. It's kind of whatever. Floor's Lava, like I said, I expect a lot of people to ban it because people hate this map. People absolutely hate this map because you can just jump out to an early advantage or just... The game ends very quickly, decisively one way or the other, and it's very difficult to recover because low heart health combined with a lot of panic points equals quick game, right? Crypto, I mentioned the line attackers. Well, Beauty specifically, but obviously there's Blastomatic. I don't think anybody that's in the tournament has Puff. I have an unnaturally burning hatred for Stabby sometimes. You're not alone, Sgrunkly. You're not alone. If you're not a fan of Stabby, Home Sweet Home's probably not a map you want to see. I mean, any of the small maps could have Stabby. It's less likely to see it on Crypto. I think it's less likely to see it on Lights Out, but it's not impossible. So 4 map ban and 3 is the option to play, yes. So you also have to take into consideration, like, your opponent is going to ban maps as well. So they could end up banning out, you know, if you ban 2 of the big maps, or they ban 2 big maps, then, okay, you have a free ban if you're going second. You know, that sort of thing. But there's going to be a lot of strategy. That's why I like this. I think I like this better than I do ban phases in, say, MOBAs. I hate them in MOBAs. I understand why they're there. I just can't stand them. But I think in Phobies it adds another layer. Here's the problem. The map bans are a symptom, but part of why the rounds take so long. You're doing best 2 out of 3. That's the real problem. Best 2 out of 3 inherently, like, it's not unreasonable to expect the round to go an hour, maybe longer. That's the problem. Like, that's the big issue. So I don't know how exactly to solve that without going to 1-game matches, which, believe me, is on the table. This is one of my first games back, so I'm a bit rusty. I made a big mistake in the beginning, but after he played too aggressively and my Cerberus smacked all of his Phobies, we get a Cerberus game, chat. We're zoning into what was formerly known as Rent Past Due. It's Exponential Decay. So our hero here is in the orange trunks. It's Bozo. We get a Murder Wing into Cassowary Opener. Makes sense. It's a little surprising the bad guy didn't go with Murder Wing themselves, but clearly they likely have a 6 cost in mind that they want to get on board. Or they're trying to bank to higher key stuff, because that's a stabby and they're now banking to 8. So we could see a beauty, we could see a variety of different things. This Murder Wing positioning is a little weird. It doesn't need to be that low. It could have been here, and it's no meaningful difference with regards to the Henrietta, except it could pull back here and help out. So, like, right now, you can't hit... Now, they probably wouldn't have moved the stabby there, realistically, but if this was here, the Murder Wing, it could slide back up and hit the stabby with a meatball. As it is right now, can't do it. Would that have been enough? Would have been 15. Yeah, it would have been enough. You could kill this stabby, but as it is, that's not going to happen. So tied on panic points here, but this top one will go orange eventually. Oh, this isn't enough damage, is it? Unless this is a low-level stabby. And I think our hero here realized it. Yeah, this is unfortunate, because you're going to lose this Cassowary. You're going to take a bunch of damage on the Gin Sting. Yeah, that's not what you want to see. That hurts. That hurts. And like I said, this Murder Wing could have been the difference, because that stabby either can't push up or that stabby's dead right now. You would lose the Murder Wing probably on the return. No, you wouldn't. I don't know that you lose anything. Well, you lose the Cassowary, because the Stairmaster and the Maggie could get the Cassowary. But now it's 5 Phobies to 2, and a pretty scary board position for our hero. Their own Stairmaster showing up. My man needs some dry eyes drops. Like, look at how bloodshot Stairmaster is. Is that why he's so cranky? Because he's just itchy all... Is this like... when you have a really bad itch? Because, like, Stairmaster's just an eyeball, so if the eye is really itchy... You get what I'm saying, chat? Picking up what I'm putting down? Oh, good God. That's almost a dead Cyclops. Plus some spare damage going down on everything else. This is brutal. Bad guy is in a great position here. Murder Wing's coming back because, you know, needs to. So we get the elimination on the Maggie. It's something. Cat's capping a point. But we're going to get the retreating Cyclops. Are we going to see a Clinico? No, we see an Alistor. So this doesn't die to this, at least not initially. Something else has to get committed, and that means it's going to get pulled way out of position unless they body block with the Henrietta. Oh, no. Okay. The damage on the Klepto. Ouchtown. Population Hero. This position looks unwinnable. We know it's not, but, like, wow. We do get the Stairmaster to take down a Stairmaster. Alistor cleans up the 1 key. You gotta move the Murder Wing, because otherwise the combination of these two take it down. So this Stairmaster is at 121 health, so it is dead. Even despite all of this, this still seems like a fairly significant advantage for bad guy. The Murder Wing is isolated. The Innocuous will be able to do something eventually, but it's going to take time to get this board into position. And even then, it's still like, I don't know. I have a feeling the outer eyeball is not actually an eyeball because the inner part blinks. Does it? I haven't looked at it that closely. It could just look like an eyeball. It might not actually be an eyeball. But here's the Cerberus. Honestly, the Cerberus into this team, if I didn't know already, I would feel like this is suicide. You only have 5 keys left. You don't have a ton of damage. Honestly, this Murder Wing is just dead right now. This and this kill it. And bad guy still has 7 keys. Like, this does not really... You kill the Alistor? Wow. I don't know that I agree with that invade, but it obviously works. So Flesh Crawler is the final Phobie from our blue player. They have to be feeling good here. Wow, the Cerberus couldn't even one-shot that. So do get rid of the Gin Sting. Shocker, it started the turn standing next to a Cerberus. And Quagmire is the final Phobie for our hero. Body block and for the Innocuous definitely makes sense. It's good that they didn't move the Cerberus up. Like, you could have instead done this differently and ended up with Cerberus here and it would have got yoinked by the spider. But this is a nice cluster for this, this Klepto here.
Damage for you, and damage for you, and damage for you.
Bozo wins. I guess Cerberus will have a buffet. Yep, exactly, Moscas. Bozo did put in the notes that Cerberus was eating up everything. So we'll have to see how that happens, because even still, it looks horrendous right now. Murder Wing is once again, like, on the other side of creation. This was a good play with the challenge play. It gets it on top of the spider, which is bad poison-wise, but it does mean that, obviously, Cerberus is not getting yoinked into oblivion. I don't know about this. Like, why is this Murder Wing not getting involved? I mean, all of a sudden, the forces from bad guy look terrible. You lose the Stabby, you lose the Klepto, and you have a Cerberus, like, all up on you. Get a great Flesh Crawler hit, though. Kills Innocuous. They don't get the kill on the Quagmire, so Quagmire's still tanking things, but, like, this doesn't look great. Yeah, Cerberus can do a lot of damage, but still. Yeah, Quagmire's got to get out of here. And bad guy is now all up on the heart. Or not. They're going to claim panic points. I don't know about this, because this awkwardly splits bad guy's forces. That being said, our hero has to commit into things no matter what, so this is going to be rough. Cerberus appropriately goes in this direction, because unless Flesh Crawler beats feet to get out of here, it's going to get pinned in, and the Quagmire can't even help. I guess the bad guy got overconfident. Yes! Why did this happen? I guess the assumption here is this will come off cooldown. That's 1,000, 1,800. I don't know that they can... Okay, the spider's able to hit. Never mind. That's absolutely true, Sgrunkly. Patience is a big deal. So it just kills the Flesh Crawler. Like, you didn't have to interact with the Cerberus. Perfectly dead. Was it Exaxes? 2180. Wow, it was. I wonder if bad guy miscounted and for some reason thought it was going to live. Ouch town. This was a throw. You did not have to lose this game, Seattle. And again, not trying to beat up on people, but calculated. It's true. I mean, look at this. You're trying to man-fight a Cerberus. Why? Why are you punching this thing? I don't know. I don't get it. At this point, your only hope is to cap panic points, but Hero still has 5k health left. Yeah, exactly, Sgrunkly. I love Cerberus's little feet when it moves. It's hilarious the way it walks. I mean, I've thrown a ton of games like this, Roxanne, where I've gotten overconfident myself, or I thought I had the game in the bag, and it turns out, no, actually, you dum-dum, you're gonna lose. But it's still painful to see. It's still painful to see. 4-1 panic point advantage, our hero. Bad guy, I don't know what you do from here because apparently they're going in because they want a heart punch. Obviously not going to work out for them, but Cerberus is going face. And they can. Because you're going to win the race. 53 to 45, it doesn't matter. It's 3 phobies and 5 panic points. 1100 damage a turn. GG, Bozo. Yeah, I feel as though bad guy got way overconfident. They're like, I can't possibly lose from this position. And believe me, I can tell you from experience, you can lose from this position. Cerberus has had enough of Quagmire's crap. It's true. It's true. We're tired of the snot monster. Down goes the heart. GG Cerberus, GG Bozo. Thanks for sending this one in. Shout out to everybody who sends in games. I do enjoy reviewing games. I do enjoy reviewing the games. But yeah, that early game was brutal. But it does go to show that you can come back from these things because your opponent can make an equivalent or go over the top with the level or quantity or both of mistakes that are made. It really had to hit him with the, I can kill you, but I'm actually just going to rush hard. I mean, chasing down the Quagmire might have been challenging. That's the thing. Like, it could always run away from Cerberus. Exactly, Taco. Alright, I don't remember who was it Sgrunkly was looking for a challenge? See if it's up now, whoever it was. I think it was Sgrunkly. I believe I only have it limited per person, not per stream. It says you redeem the max amount. Let me double check it, because I thought I had it limited by... you can set it by person, by stream, or both, and I thought that I had it set to... this is the wrong setting. I thought I had it set to per person. I'm looking at the channel point rewards right now. Limit redemption per streams. I didn't set a max. Limit redemptions per user per stream is 2. So I have no idea why it's not letting you redeem it. No, I believe you. You can just send a challenge, Sgrunkly. I'll give it to you. We obviously didn't play tonight, so I don't know why it's doing that, unless it's misunderstanding, you know, like there's a bug and it's locking it out. Yeah, go ahead and shoot me a challenge, Sgrunkly, or let me know what you want to do. Should have enough room on here. Alright, Doge, have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be closing up shop in probably after this game with Sgrunkly. Gotta be rested for Fright Night. I see you sneaking in there. I can see it. I always felt that the welcome thing was kind of obnoxious in Discord. Like, it actually annoys me when I join a Discord and then you get 85 messages of people, like, waving at you. Like, let me just join the Discord. I don't even know if I want to be here yet. So that's why I don't have it. Which I know people have felt it was kind of weird before, but whatever. Did you send it, Sgrunkly? Well, that's weird. Why didn't it not notify me? There we go. Oh, we are doing floors live. I thought you said you wanted crypto. I mean, I don't care. It's fine. A little cassowary and cat action. The old switcheroo. The rope-a-dope. So I don't think I've leveled up my bone mangles yet, chat. Oh no, I did. But we can only get it to 4. It's a little womp-womp. Thanks, Druid. Much appreciated. Thank you for hanging out. I hope people do actually enjoy all the stuff that I produce, because I'm doing it for funsies. This is not going to be... I'll never be able to make a full-time job out of this. It would be cool, but it's just not going to happen. I have to be realistic about it. So, I enjoy doing this stuff, and it's good enough being that. So we're going to get clobbered here health-wise for a little bit. I mean, that's what happens on this map. But we got to see what the follow-up here is from Senor Sgrunkly. It's a boom. It is, in fact, a boom. It's going to try and dislodge this. It's not quite enough yet, but it is going to be problematic long-term. Bad guy banked to 5. Interesting. So we're stemming the bleeding a little bit, but we're still taking a ton of damage. Trapping the cat here probably isn't enough. It's going to take time to kill this thing. I imagine this is detonating. What we might have needed to do was go jar. Yep. Because if we went jar and soften this up, we could eliminate this. But as it is right now, 726. As it is right now, this is just going to sit on this panic point for a while and be annoying. That is a baby snakey. Oh boy. So they clear this. This does 6, 11, 5 is 16.
exquisite.
You send out a snowball, I'll weep. I mean, I was somewhat avoiding it because you were concerned about it earlier. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know how much snowball assists me here. Like, I can't kill this, although I could hit it. I can't connect with this. So I needed to pop out a 1 key, actually, here. Can't kill this with a jar. I was going to say, you have to get rid of the snaky, because otherwise we kill it. We might get it anyway. Wait, leap is down, right? No, leap is up. Ugh. Leap is up. That's a little unfortunate. I don't know why I thought leap was down, but... So this is not great. This is not great. It's not horrendous, but it's not spectacular either. We did somewhat stabilize, life total-wise, so now we're actually fighting phobies as opposed to like, oh god, I'm gonna die to the map any second now. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Oh, our jar lives! I just kind of assumed that it was gonna die. I didn't double check the damage, but I was willing to do it anyway, just because we would be trading 5 keys for 3. Unlucky is correct.
Oh, that will leave a mark.
This is a little dicey what I'm doing here. Obviously, the jar can die. The jar can die. I mean, you know, this just goes in. But I think we're trading in a significantly favorable way. Hey, Sivadas, welcome back. We're going to be closing up soon. Closing up shop soon, but doing another viewer game challenge. Or viewer challenge game? I don't know. Whatever the more appropriate way to say it is. Yeah, this will lead to a dead spud. Which, again, not ideal because we'd like to keep this stuff on the board, but I mean... Trying to think, what do we want to get on board here? Still have 7 keys. Goncito? I hope I'm saying your name right, but welcome. Welcome. Was Jar necessary to kill Stabby? Yeah, I think they were short damage otherwise. I think there was some short damage. It wasn't. Okay, I didn't look at it that closely, truthfully. I'd be lying if I said I was. Saying it right? Alright, cool. I like to get people's names right, because I feel bad otherwise. So that would die. It would all die. We had to do it to him, chat. I had to do it to him. Well, I don't have 12 keys left anymore. You signed up for Fright Night, Druid? Nice. Sorry, I missed that earlier. We'll be seeing you in the morning then. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a very, very long day, but I hope it's going to be a fun day. I hope everybody's... That's the main thing, is I want everybody to have a good time. It's a free Molotov cocktail with every 9-key purchase. Do have a lot of panic points going to bad guy here, which is not what we want to see, but, I mean, what are you going to do? 1 key remaining. Is there a good way for that, Sgrunkly? I love this game. Hopefully get new phobies for Halloween. I'm confident we will, Goncito. They did announce already that there's going to be a big Halloween event, and based on the timing for when Full Disclosure, the Alien set, came out, it's roughly the same amount of time between when the game launched to Full Disclosure and then Full Disclosure to Halloween, so I expect we're going to get stuff. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Rockswan. I don't know how you piss yourself in a good way. I don't know what that means. I may not be up on what the kids are into these days, but that one's a head scratcher. I'm not gonna lie, I love that noise. When it's my opponent's stuff. It's not nearly as much fun when it's my stuff. I think we're in an okay spot. I'm accepting the burn. Too many questions are being asked right now. Well, we don't know for sure, Onda, that there are new phobies coming, but most likely there are new phobies. I mean, it would just... Come on. It's Halloween, and the entire theme of phobies, it's gotta happen. I refuse to believe that they will not have it. GG, Sgrunkly. GG. Well played. Droney, no. Not the Droney. New Phobies is written in the forum and an updated a lippy voice and other stuff. Ah, I didn't know they officially said that on. Cool, cool. That's good to know. But if you hit the follow button, oh, I see you already. Thank you for the follows. Well, I said Drew, but thank you for the follow, Guncito. If you hit the notification button, it'll tell you when I go live too. So you will get that, or hit up the Discord because I will, of course, be talking about everything in there. It's !Discord on the live stream, or if you're watching this on YouTube, in the links in the description. Feel free to come by the live stream, RTChompGG, over on Twitch. But, as always, everybody, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and Black Lives Matter.